One day, a professor walked into the classroom and said to his students, "Imagine you're cutting trees on a mountain. In front of you are two trees, one thick, one thin. Which one would you cut?" The students answered in unison, "Of course we'd cut the thick one." The professor nodded and smiled. "Well, the thick one is an ordinary poplar, and the thin one is a red pine. What about now?" The students thought for a moment and changed their answer. "Then we'd cut the red pine. It's more valuable." The professor continued, "But the poplar is tall and straight, while the red pine is twisted and bent." The students reconsidered. "Then we'd cut the poplar. A crooked red pine isn't very useful." The professor pressed on. "What if the poplar, though straight, is old and hollow inside, completely rotten?" After some thought, the student said, "Then we'd cut the red pine. A hollow tree is no good at all." The professor nodded slightly. "But the red pine, although solid, is so misshapen that cutting it down would be extremely difficult. It would take a lot of time and effort." The students hesitated, then replied, "Then maybe we'd still cut the poplar. It's not perfect, but at least it's easier to handle." The professor's eyes lit up, and he added one more question. "But what if there's a bird's nest on that poplar, with baby birds crying out for food?" Suddenly, the classroom fell silent. After a moment, one student raised their hand and asked, "Professor, your questions are getting more and more complicated. What are you really trying to teach us?" The professor looked at the class, his voice calm but firm. "Up until now, not a single one of you has asked me, why are we cutting the tree at all? Your answers have changed again and again based on outside conditions, the type of tree, the shape, the difficulty, the value. But none of you has stopped to ask, what is the purpose of cutting the tree? If you're cutting it for firewood, the poplar might be best. If it's for making fine crafts, perhaps the red pine is better. And if you care about protecting nature, maybe you shouldn't cut any tree at all. When you enter the real world, you'll face endless choices and temptations. If you don't have a clear purpose, the world will lead you wherever it wants. But if you first determine your direction, no wind or storm will be able to shake your path."